We are live, Julie.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. It's where we blend spirituality and practicality to help you live a life of purpose and joy. We have so much fun ahead of us this evening. We've got lots of people on the Zoom ready to come in. If you want to have a conversation with me, come in at AskJulieRyanShow.com. We've got Chris over there on the main boards. He's got I don't know, 4 or 5 computers going and screens and keyboards and God only knows what. God bless him. And then we have Miss Samantha on our team who's over on the YouTube live stream. And she is going to help anybody that needs it. Just put your first name and where you're located in the chat and then put your question in there. And we'll be taking questions from there as well. So Miss Samantha is there to help if you need anything. I have such an amazing team. I'm so grateful for them. Honestly, I thank God for them every morning and every night, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm really blessed. We have a few more spaces left for the Angelic Attendant Training this weekend. It starts tomorrow, starts Saturday. Tomorrow's Friday. It starts Saturday. It's the 17th and 18th of May. And we've got wonderful people lined up ready to join the Angelic Attendant community, also known as AAT. And so if you're on the fence and you still want to sign up, come on, come join us. You've got one more day. Go to askjulieryan.com/AAT. That's askjulieryan.com/AAT. And you will have one of the most fun, remarkable, amazing weekends of your life this weekend when we're doing the training. And everybody can do this. People say, "Oh, I don't know if I can do it." I promise you, everybody can do this. And in the training, everybody does it because we do the training stuff and we do the practice stuff. So, yeah, if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence, come join us. It'll be a blast. All right. We have Missy Will with us this evening. Hi, Miss.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to get the graduates in our groups.
That's right. What she's talking about is we have 9 graduate groups a week, right, Miss? And they're free for
Fine.
life. And they come with the Angelic Attendant Training, and that's when your skills really ramp up. Missy's a graduate, of course, and she's doing clients now with us. And she's all part of the graduates that are doing client appointments now. So that's why I wanted to have her on and to chat for a few minutes so you guys could all meet her. And so, Miss, the groups, you lead one of them.
I lead and co-lead 4 of them. Yeah,
4 of them. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
All
So
right.
we're busy and it just allows us all to flex our muscles. And because like you teach, it's instant. It's when you kind of go up, you connect, and boom, it's instant. And everybody can do it. And the practice groups really help. We have 9, as you said, each week. So you can choose in the morning, in the evening, in between. The only day we don't have them is Saturdays, and we save that to your class once a month
Mhm.
for the
Yeah.
graduates.
Yeah, we have a graduate group once a month that I do, and it's always a blast too, isn't it? We have people
Always,
so far
always.
from 14 or 15 countries, and that's why we have so many different choices because different days, different time zones, things like that to try and accommodate people in the different time zones.
Yeah, yeah, and it does. They're like I said, they're early, they're late, and if it doesn't work for anybody, we can certainly accommodate and, choose maybe a different time or something, but we'll work with anybody. It's just nice to have everyone and have questions as well as we also support each other.
Yeah.
It's crazy time right now. And to be able to have this work and have you as our teacher to teach us this, it's just truly, I'm honored, I'm grateful every day. And it's just a great place for our AAT groups to be able to go show up and say, hey, this is what's going on, or hey, can you help me with this? Or, it's just everybody just loves everybody. It's really a beautiful thing. It's and we have them. I mean, they're never going to stop as long as you don't stop.
Right, I'll have 8 plans. The other thing too is that that's really where our skills ramp up, and especially the newbies, like our new graduates after Sunday night, they'll be able to go to a graduate group on Monday, and I tell them, "Look, just show up. You don't have to say anything, just sit there, and you're gonna be ensconced in the high vibe." And that's really a key to all of this too, is being able to hold the vibration because as you know, this class is 10% technique and 90% a transfer of energy from me to everybody, which is why everybody can do this. And that's why
Right.
we do it over a weekend for several hours because you get used to sitting in the vibe and then you get more used to it in the groups. Would you agree with that?
It's instant. It's instant. We just continue that vibe. And for
Right.
the newbies, they don't have to, all they have to do is show up. They don't have to say anything and we won't bother them. We've all been where they're at, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
thinking, oh, we can't do this, we can't do this. And all of a sudden, the ones that say, I can't do this are the ones that's just like, oh my God, they get it. And they're just off running.
I know. I know. Well, we had Johanna on a couple of weeks ago, and she's my favorite one because she's doing client calls now, and she leads a group too. And she said for the first, I don't know, couple of months, "Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I'm never gonna be able to do this. Oh, blah, 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 blah." And look at her. I mean, that was years ago, and now she's just a master at it.
And her walks
Yeah.
to heaven. I mean, everything she does is amazing.
I agree. So we have a question from Connie, and Connie says, "How many hours a day is the course this weekend?" Connie, it runs from 10 to 7, I believe, Eastern time on Saturday, and it runs from 10 a.m. to 5 or 5:30. I think it's 5 on Sunday. And we have breaks. We don't go longer than an hour and a half. We have 15-minute breaks in the morning section and in the afternoon section, then we have an hour break at lunch, and it is gonna be recorded. So everybody that is a graduate gets a recording of the whole class. So there are some people that have taken the class over the years that couldn't be there in person, but they wanted to be part of the community and go to the practice groups, and so they just watch the recordings, which work great too, because it's still a transfer of energy. Time doesn't exist in the spirit world. So if you're watching it live, if you're participating live, or you're watching it in 5 years, it doesn't matter. Still gonna get the transfer of energy, and that works great too. Missy, how has it changed your life, the angelic attendant training?
Well,
Or
it was
has
at a
it?
time. Well, everything's changed. It was just at a time where, I met you at the just the begin or the end of 2020. And it's allowed me to put everything in my life together, right? I'm in my sunset years and I've done so many things and so much of this work, but never really spoke about it. It just came from within and I did it and grew up in it and carried it so this has really allowed me to really open my solar plexus and be who I am. And
Mhm.
I'm just so grateful, really.
Well, and you have a supportive community to cheer you on all the way. Tell us
Absolutely.
about what it's like to work with clients. She's taking client appointments now as part of our community. So tell us about that.
Well, you never know when you answer the phone. I have them call me and everyone is different and it's just amazing because you just kind of get up to that space in our spirit where we connect with their spirit and all of a sudden magic happens and the time goes like that
It
uh
does.
and it's just been fabulous. And I end up getting a lesson myself, and I put the phone down, it's like, wow, that was amazing. And so it's just, it's really an honor. It's an exchange of energy too.
Right, exactly, and it's spirit working through us and with us to help that person with whatever they've got going on, and you're a buffet of psychicness. Everybody learns the buffet of psychicness, so tell everybody the kinda stuff that you do off of the buffet. You do medical stuff, right?
I do the medical, the scanning, because I did spend some time in law enforcement. I have one client that's asked to some information about that I was able to locate, and
About a missing
it's
person or something like that?
yeah, this was something before when I was connected in working in that industry. The detectives would use me because and I didn't really know what I was doing at the time. It's just like I would know where like a knife was that somebody used, or they'd call me in to find out is this person saying the truth. And so I just sort of always went where I was sort of pushed to go. And I've just always honored that.
Mhm.
So it's, like I say, when I answer the phone, I never know
Yeah,
who's
right.
what's on the other end, but I'm ready. We all
Yeah,
are.
yeah, and you connect with deceased loved ones' spirits.
Absolutely,
Mhm,
absolutely, and that's such a beautiful thing. And there was one of the clients that came through, and it's so like you share on Instagram, with your clients, and all of a sudden they say something like an apple tree. Does that mean anything? It's like,
mhm,
oh my God, blah blah blah. Just little
yeah,
things like that. But what I have to say that I'm amazed at is it's an instant connection. It's
right,
instant. And then
right.
what you've taught me and everyone else is that if it isn't instant, you're out of alignment just in one little place. So just get back in alignment and boom, you're there.
Right, right,
Yeah,
and you can talk to anybody whether your client knew them or not. I always say, "If you wanna talk to Elvis, we can bring him in." It doesn't
absolutely.
matter. Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and you help families who have a loved one at the end of their lives, who have somebody that's really starting to transition. I know you've done a lot of work with that
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Oh, yeah. And also, the one thing that we never really want to talk about, I am a survivor of domestic violence. And so have been able to help one client with that. Always happy to help that with any of your clients. And that's
Mhm,
a beautiful thing too, because there's a lot of shame and silence that you hold within and you never share it and you stay and and so to be able to open that portal up and allow the
mhm,
energy to come through, it's a real gift.
mhm. And then past lives, what are we forgetting? Talking to do you do pets? You are a pet lover. She's a
Oh
big
yeah.
dog lover.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised Francis and Pino are being very good.
they're feeling the vibe. Yeah,
They're feeling the vibe.
right. So, everybody, Missy's taking client calls. You do some on the weekend too, don't you take calls on Saturdays sometimes?
And I'm doing Sundays now also, because
Yeah,
nobody else was, and so let me take that for right now. I'm able to do it. And so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are my 4 days because I have groups on those days.
mhm. Well, and
Yeah.
that's so helpful to people that work that don't have the time to do a call with one of us. Yeah,
And
thank you
Sundays,
for doing
I'm
that.
finding Sunday's kind of sometimes a quiet day, especially if you're having some time alone. It's just nice to be able to, make a
Mhm.
call and have support.
Exactly. Alrighty, so if you wanna schedule an appointment with Missy, just go to AskJulieRyan.com, click on the book appointment page, you'll see her beautiful face, her beautiful picture there, and you just click on that, and then you'll see Missy's calendar, and she is one of 5 graduates that's working with me, and I asked you and the rest of the gals to help because there's so many people that are looking for help, and there are just only so many hours in the day, and I don't have more bandwidth than what I have right now because I'm doing a lot of client calls myself. So, thank you for stepping up to the table,
Uh,
and thank you for sharing your skills and your love with everybody. Because when somebody works with you, they just feel like, it's like Olaf in Frozen 2, it's a warm hug.
Well, they
Really,
certainly have, and thank you for this opportunity, really.
you
I'm
bet.
humble.
Okay, so everybody, Missy Will, AskJulieRyan.com, click on book your appointment and just click on her
Yeah.
picture, and that will lead you to her calendar. Thanks, Missy. Appreciate you
Okay,
joining
bye,
us.
everybody.
Love you. Mwah.
You too.
All righty. Let's go to the phones. See who Chris has lined up for us. Julia. Hi, Julia. Love your name. I'm a Julie, but she's Julie too. She's saying, Julie and Indy, I had insomnia this last year. Can you help me understand what my body's trying to tell me, what it needs? I think my nervous system is stuck in fight or flight. Okay, Julie, here we go. I'm going to get you on my radar. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, how this works is I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit because we're all spirits attached to a body having a human experience. And when we're attached to a body, we vibrate more slowly simply because the body has mass. So I watch a laser beam in my mind's eye. It's going to hook into Julie in Indianapolis. And then I'm going to have a hologram of her and I'm going to envision shooting energy from her feet up through the top of her head. And it will be as if I'm looking at an X-ray or a CT scan or an MRI. I'm going to describe what I'm seeing, Julie, and then there will be something identified and then a healing. And it's spirit working through me and with me, spirit working through Missy, spirit working through all of us with us to help the person heal themselves, whether that be a medical thing or they've got an emotional thing or they want to talk to a deceased loved one, whatever. It's always spirit working through us and with us to help that person heal. So here we go, Julie. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama. Heading up to you in the Hoosier state. All right, got you. Shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. You need hormones. You look like a plant that's wilting that needs to be watered. And that's what it looks like to me when somebody needs hormones. Estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, bioidentical hormones, they're the exact molecular composition of what our bodies make when we're young and fertile and able to pop out babies. So easy fix, call a compounding pharmacy in your area. I'll call a couple of them. Ask them who's prescribing bioidentical hormones through them. They will give you the name of some doctors and ask them if any of them are gynecologists, because I'm a fan of going to a gynecologist for several reasons. Number one, they're experts on girly parts. Number two, your consult and your blood tests and urine tests will be covered under your insurance, as will your consult. And if they need to do an ultrasound, they've got the equipment right there in their office, so you don't have to make another appointment. And that works out well too. If there isn't a gynecologist in your area, then find another doctor that's specializing in bioidentical hormones, or at least it's part of their practice. And that will help a lot with the insomnia. Some other practical things: turn off all your electronics at least an hour before you go to bed. Charge your phone in your bathroom. Don't leave it in your bedroom. If the phone rings and it's an emergency, get up out of bed and go answer it. But with all that EMF stuff going on while it's charging, you don't want that in your room. And stop watching TV and your computer and your phone at least an hour before you go to bed, and that'll help a lot. So thanks, Julie. If you want to have a conversation with me, join us at AskJulieRyanShow.com. If you're joining us on the YouTube live stream, we're at Ask Julie Ryan. So just put your first name, where you're located, and your question in the chat. Remember to subscribe. Next week, I'll be giving away a free Angels and Enlightenment training class. I give away a free one every month, and I give away a free session too. We did that last week, but we'll be doing a Angels and Enlightenment training giveaway next week. How you register for the drawing is you just subscribe to YouTube and anywhere you listen to podcasts and leave a review. Let us know what you think about the show. And we also take people from the Amazon reviews as well. So there are 7 books over there. Leave a review. It helps others find this information. And I appreciate that. And so we have winners from there as well. So Amazon, anywhere you listen to podcasts, YouTube, and we will get you into the drawing automatically. All righty, let's see who's next. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Julie.
How are you, my girl?
Well, I'm really excited to talk with you. Should take my
Terrific.
glasses off so you can see my face.
Where are
How are
you?
you? I'm in Beaverton, Oregon, which is right outside of Portland.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
terrific. Thanks for joining us. You got a question for me?
Well, I was wondering if it's possible to connect with my son who passed last August.
Sure. What's his
Um,
name, Lynn?
JR.
Oh, like
And
me, JR.
yeah. And if that's not possible, then maybe a medical scan would be great.
Of course it's possible. Yeah. All you have to do is think of him, and that tunes your satellite dish head to his frequency. Every spirit has a frequency they keep throughout all their lifetimes, Lynn. And in order to get in touch with any spirit, whether they're in heaven or whether they're still attached to a body, it's irrelevant whether you knew them or not. You just think of them, that tunes your satellite dish head to their frequency. And it opens up kind of like a two-way radio communication. And you
Okay.
just say something, and then they'll give us an answer. And it's going to be that first thing that snaps into your head, like Missy and I were talking
Okay.
about a minute ago. I mean, it's instant. Sometimes it comes in before you've even finished the thought of the statement or the question. And,
Okay.
uh, and it's that first thing. If you think about it for more than a second, that's going to be your brain talking to you.
Okay.
So
That's
that's
good
how
to
you
know.
know. Did you have something you wanted to say to JR?
Well, I want to know my son was an addict and
Mhm.
he was uh, killed. He was shot,
Oh,
and
no.
he had a really hard life. And, I just often wonder how he's doing, and he's doing okay, what
Yeah.
he's doing.
Yeah.
Um, so, yeah.
Okay. He's saying, "Mom, it worked out great. I didn't have pain. I died pretty quickly." He's saying that he wasn't in pain. He could see the angels surrounding him, and the spirits of deceased loved ones were there, and pets were there, and lots of other spirits. He did not die alone, so he wants you to know that. Have you read Angelic Attendants yet, my book, or listened to it?
No. Uh-uh.
Okay. Angelic attendance, what really happens as we transition from this life into the next. And anybody that wants a free download, Lynn, you do this too. Just go to
Okay.
julieryangift.com,
Okay.
julieryangift.com, and we'll send you a free digital and audiobook version. And it has drawings in there about how the angels and the deceased loved ones and pets are positioned, and you can see that, and it'll make a lot of sense. And by the way, university-based research says that 90% of people at the end of their lives see the spirits of deceased loved ones and pets as they're transitioning. 90%.
Wow, that's a
And
lot.
and everybody goes through what I call the 12 phases of transition, regardless of how they die. If it's
Hmm.
instantly, if it takes days, weeks, months, regardless if it's homicide, suicide, whatever, it doesn't matter. Everybody's surrounded by angels and the spirits of deceased loved ones and pets. And remember, time doesn't exist in the spirit world.
Hmm.
So if it's instant, doesn't matter versus if it takes a
Yeah.
long time. Yeah, he wants you to know that because he said that you were worried about that. You were worried about, what happened and if he suffered and all of that. He's saying no. He's saying it was a quick out. So he was ready. He was ready.
Yeah.
What is he doing? He's saying anything he wants anytime he wants. So he's saying he can be thinking of jogging in a park, and then the next minute he's skiing down the alpine slopes. He can be in a riverboat going down the Nile, and he can be he's showing me, like, being in the Amazon in the forest and stuff. So, he's talking to me about lilacs and the scent of lilacs.
I'm not sure what that is.
Okay, so look up the spiritual meaning of lilacs
Okay.
when you
Okay.
get a minute, and there's a message in there for you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yes, I'll do that.
do you have lilacs in your yard? Do they grow in Oregon?
Oh, yeah, they do. I don't I yes, I do actually have lilacs in my
Okay.
yard.
Okay.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
some kind of symbolism, there's some kind of meaning there. So look that
Okay.
up. Look that up
Okay.
and see what that means to you. And then I would also look up what the, Victorian meaning of lilacs is,
Oh,
because
okay.
the Victorians had a meaning for each flower, like a red rose meant love, a yellow rose meant something else, and
Mhm.
lilacs meant something else, and he's showing me the light purple lilacs,
Okay.
not the dark purple or the white, he's showing me the light purple.
Okay.
Okay, so look
Hey,
that
I'll
up,
definitely look
and
that
then
up.
send me an email, and let me know what it is, and I'll tell everybody on the next show.
Okay. Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah, just go to
Alright.
askjulieryan.com, ask Julie, and you can send me an email that way, and, uh,
Okay.
and then I'll
I'll
share
do
it
it.
with everybody. But he wants you to know he's happy, he's around you all the time. He did not suffer. He's just thrilled to be in
Oh,
heaven and not be suffering anymore.
yeah. He suffered a lot, so that's good to
Yeah.
hear. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
you bet. Thanks for calling in.
You
I hope you
bet.
enjoyed the book. Hope you enjoyed the book.
Yes, I
Julie
will
Ryan
definitely
Gift.com. It'll give you a lot of clarity and a lot of comfort, I believe.
I'll check
And
it out.
share it with anybody and anybody you want. Everybody listening, download the book, share it with anybody. I think this stuff should be taught in the schools. So that's why I give the book away for free, because I really think it's that important.
Awesome. Thank you,
Okay.
Julie.
You
I appreciate
bet.
it. Take care.
Okay. You too. Bye, Lynn.
Bye-bye.
We're at we're at askjulieryanshow.com. If you wanna have a conversation with me, we're on the YouTube live stream at Ask Julie Ryan. Samantha's over there helping people. Just put your first name and where you're located in the chat with your question, and we'll be taking questions from there as well. Remember to subscribe, remember to ring my chimes, ring the bell so you know when we have a uh new episode that's available. We do amazing conversations with these guests, you guys. I mean, this is fun every Thursday night. I love it because it's just always a surprise. I don't know who's calling. I don't know what their questions are going to be. I don't know what Spirit's going to say. And it makes it really fun. And also, we have really amazing, amazing guests on the show that I get to talk to. And you will get many golden nuggets out of every show. So be sure and listen to those as well. Alrighty, Chris, who's next? Hi, is it Darcy? Hi,
It's
Darcy.
Darcy. Hi,
What is
Julie. Can
it?
you hear me?
Is it
It's
Darcy?
Darcy.
Darcy, like Mr. Darcy?
Like Mr. Darcy, spelled funny. I've always cursed my parents because they gave me this name. And if those of you are setting out to name children, punctuation is not a good idea. It breaks the internet
Oh gosh, Mr. Darcy, you're a heartthrob in literature. I mean, you're the man.
in literature only.
Oh no, I don't know. He's pretty handsome, you guys that are listening. You'll see Mr. Darcy. He's very handsome. Where are you, sir?
I'm in San Francisco.
Oh, terrific. Well, welcome. You got a question for me?
Yeah, I was recently diagnosed with rare but aggressive testicular cancer. I'm
Oh,
58
geez.
years old. The
Oh
tumor
boy.
was removed with my testicle, and recent scans show no metastatic presence. But
Okay.
doctors want to remove my lymph nodes in my abdomen, and that's a pretty
Mm,
serious event. Like it's a big surgery, and so
yeah.
I'm looking for your advice, Julie. What anything you can glean? My wife said get on with Julie and see if she can help, and what she will. My wife follows you quite closely, and she
Oh,
said she might help you, and she might be able to come up with some good ideas and be able to do a scan on you and see what she thinks. And obviously,
yeah.
we know what the medicine and the doctors say. A surgeon wants to operate, but I'm trying to figure out
Right.
if that's the right path for me.
Were they able to did they do biopsies on your lymph nodes, which means that
Oh,
they
they didn't. They need to remove them in order to do that biopsy.
yeah, but I didn't know if they'd removed just one and then they saw it there and they wanted to remove others.
Nope, nope. The basically because of the location of the tumor, it would a pad for testicular cancer is in your abdomen based,
Mm,
those lymph nodes, and that's where
right.
they want to go in and open me up from the top and just, move my organs out of the way and take out what they see. And again, there's nothing that they see in the scans that suggests that the lymph nodes are inflamed or anything like that. But this is because of the aggressive nature of this type of cancer. They want to
Mhm.
be sure that they understand that and that nothing escaped, and there's no cells that are running around in my body.
Mhm. Are you having any other treatment other than the surgery?
This cancer does not react well to anything, like chemo or
Mhm.
radiation.
Okay. How are you feeling?
Great.
Okay.
I
So
mean, I had this operation almost 2 months ago, and so I've, took a few weeks, but I'm feeling
mhm,
much better.
great. Okay. All right. Well, you're a champ to let me let me do my woo-woo on you. Give my love to your wife. Tell her I'm impressed with her, her skills to tuck you into doing this. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading out to you in San Francisco. I'm going to connect into you, Darcy, and then I'm going to have a hologram of you in my mind's eye, and we'll see what's going on. And then there'll be a healing that I'll do, whether I see something or not, just to do, like a just a proactive one up front. So here comes my laser beam. Got you shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. Okay, the hologram that's you in my mind's eye has been turned around from behind. So I'm watching a scan. I am seeing some malignancy in the lymph nodes. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a healing on you. And we're gonna address that. We're gonna address all of this is gonna be like the full healing that I do when I'm working with somebody who's had malignancy. So, imagine that there's a vertical oval tube in the front of your body. It's inside your body, Darcy, but it's in the front of your body, and all of your lymph fluid is running through it. Lymph fluid looks like an amber color. It's kinda globby like the fluid inside a lava lamp. And there's a hole that's open on the bottom of each of your feet, and so the toxins are coming out the bottom of your feet. And what we're doing is reverse osmosis purification of your lymph fluid, basically, like what they do with purified water, Aquafina, Dasani, that kinda stuff. So we're doing that. We're gonna layer these healings. They're all gonna be happening simultaneously. Now imagine there's a big metal dome that comes down on top of your whole body. Think of a room service plate of food that has a dome on it when it's delivered to your hotel room, and we're lifting it off, and all the lymph nodes that have sequestered toxins are being sucked out through the top of your head, and they look like little D3 vitamin capsules. And when they have toxins in them, Darcy, they can look brown or black inside. It can be a spot, it can be the whole thing. And so those are being removed. Now you're being sprinkled with stem cell energy, which is a light amber colored gel, has sparkles in it, reminds me of this hair gel when I was a kid in the 60s and 70s called Dippity Doo. And there's a vortex that's spinning above your head, beneath your feet, on either side of you, front and behind, all spinning concurrently. That's regenerating new lymph nodes. Your lymph nodes did what they were supposed to do. They sequestered those toxins from the cancer cells. By the way, my analogies are wild at times, they're hilarious at times, and they're just to give us a human frame of reference for all of this healing that's happening energetically, because how do you explain it otherwise? So, and we're supposed to have fun with it because spirit is pure love and pure joy, and it's supposed to be funny at times. The other thing that I want you to know is everything is healable. The body has an amazing capacity to heal. There is not one thing that can't be healed in the body. Everything is healable. So that's what's going on now. All right, now we're gonna do a heavy metal detox, Darcy. So imagine there are 2 big U-shaped magnets on either side of you, and they're joined in the middle. They're going up and down your body, and they're pulling out metallic particulates. And those look like little pieces of glitter. They can be sparkly, they can be dull. It can look like a little strand of steel wool out of a steel wool scrubbing pad used in the kitchen on pots and pans. That's happening. And we're gonna do a DNA healing now. there are 7 strands of DNA that have come out of an X chromosome. They look like a piece of paper you'd see inside a fortune cookie with a fortune written on it. And DNA is comprised, it's the recipe that tells the cells how to behave. And when somebody has cancer, it's just a mutation in that recipe. So what we're doing in this healing is we're returning the recipe back to a normal recipe to generate normal cells. So a strand of DNA is comprised of 4 nucleic acids. They're represented by 4 letters, A, T, C, and G. One strand can have 100,000 letters on it, can have up to 1,000,000,000 letters. I'm watching those letters get rearranged. Imagine we're watching somebody play Scrabble in warp speed, and they're moving a letter up and over, to form a word. Once the strand is reconfigured, it snaps back in to the X chromosome because, girls have 2 X's, boys have an X and a Y. You didn't expect to get a 5th grade science tune-up here this evening, probably, but that's what's happening. So 3 of the strands are reconfigured. They're back in. We got a few more to go, 4 more to go. Okay, 2 just went back in. 3rd one, so the 6th one, okay, 7th one just went back in, and so that's back in your body. So I am seeing malignancy in some of those lymph nodes. Couple of suggestions. Number 1, there's a book called Radical Remission. Radical Remission. And there's an episode that I did with a woman named Carla Mans-Giroux. If you just do an internet search on Julie Ryan, Carla Mans, M-A-N-S, it'll come up. Watch that episode because the Radical Remission Project is people from all over the world who have had cancer and have healed from it. And they were at various stages of healing. Some of them did all natural healing. Some of them did a combo platter of natural and, other things and all of that. And some just did the traditional ways of healing. But there are 10 common denominators that everybody shared around the world, regardless of education, socioeconomic level, all that stuff. And type of cancer, gender, and 7 out of the 10 were spiritual, that everybody can do. And actually, all 10 were things that everybody can do. So I think that will be really helpful information for you.
Thank you.
So the healing has happened on the energetic level, Darcy. It's going to integrate into your body. That can happen instantly. It can take days, weeks, months, may need some kind of complementary care like surgery or change in diet or something else. But certainly, it's always our spirit's choice of how to integrate a healing. And so it's already done on the energetic level. And what I would recommend is listen to this on playback and or watch it again, watch it several times, because that's going to help you integrate the healing into your body when you can envision that stuff that I described. So I believe you will completely heal from all of this and you have a long life to live.
Thank you, Julie.
You're welcome. Give my love to your wife.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. You as well. All righty. Also, everybody, I want you to picture what I'm describing in these healings because we're all working together. And it's kind of like the power of prayer. You get a bunch of people praying or meditating on the same thing, and we're sending energy. And there's lots of university-based research that shows how effective that is. I did another episode with a woman named Lynn McTaggart, who is a journalist and like a prize-winning journalist. And she's studied this stuff, and she's studied, I think, 41 different research projects, and 38 of the 41 all had dramatic effects when people focused on a healing or on helping seeds grow better, faster, stronger, things like that. And 38 out of the 41 all showed positive results. So there is definitely something to this. And again, time doesn't matter in the spirit world. So if you're listening to this show tonight, great. Picture it. If you're listening to it 5 years from now, still going to get the healing going into Darcy. So Thanks, Darcy, for joining us. Alrighty, Chris, who's next? Oh, Coco. What a great name. Hi, Coco. You're very knowledgeable about the human body. Is that necessary for the medical scanning? It is not. And the reason why I'm knowledgeable is because I bought an anatomy book and I would hear from Spirit, okay, it's your gallbladder. And then I had to look up in the anatomy book, okay, where the heck's the gallbladder? And see what it looked like so I could picture it in my head. On the DNA stuff and all this other stuff, I read a lot. I've educated myself on this stuff. And so if you can read, you can do this stuff. And Spirit's going to send us information. And then I'm a visual learner. So I want to know, what's a gallbladder look like and where is it? And that helps me in doing this work. But no, if you can read, anybody can do this. Or if you can look at pictures, here's a kidney, here's a gallbladder, here's where it is, here's what an esophagus looks like. Yeah, it's all illustrations. They got a bunch of them on Amazon. That's where I got my book, God, 30 years ago, to help me learn where these different areas of the body work. Because we've all heard them, but a lot of us don't really know where they are. And I was one of those that didn't really know where they were. So great question. Okay. Who else we got? Chris? We've got Chrissy in Nevada. Hi, Chrissy. My healthy 5-year-old cat Eli seems to want more attention lately. He loves when we play, but meows when we stop. Can you talk to his spirit to see what he needs? Thank you and blessings. All right, Chrissy, I'm going to hook into you and go from you to Eli. I have a grandson named Eli. To Eli. All right, got you. Got Eli. Eli, what's up? What do you want? He said he doesn't get to spend as much time with you as he wants. He's saying that you're gone a lot and he wants your attention. He's like a 2-year-old. He's fine. He just wants to play. Does he have a buddy? Do you have another cat to help keep him company? That's what he's saying. He needs a playmate and you're it right now. But another cat. Do you want another cat playmate? Yeah, but a girl cat. He wants a girl cat. That's pretty funny. Well, chances are that she'll be fixed, Eli, but he said that's all right. He'd rather have a girl cat. Oh, I heard the funniest thing, you guys, about a cat. I made a reel about this, so you'll laugh when you see it. And I was talking with this cat mom, and she adopted a stray from her neighborhood. And she wanted to know if her cat liked its food, and the cat that she adopted said, "Oh, it's great because mice are way overrated," meaning it was eating mice before, and the cat food's wonderful. We both thought that was hilarious. Oh, goodness. You never know what these spirits are gonna say. Either the ones that are in heaven or the ones that are attached to a body, whether it be an animal or a tree or a person or whatever. They all have stuff to say. Alrighty, Chris, who's next?
Hey,
Amy
Julie.
girl. Hi, Aim. How are ya?
Hey, great. You're so funny. You are
Oh,
totally fun. I love
oh,
everybody on the show, so thank you.
you sweet
I
girl.
am
Tell everybody where you are.
I'm in San Diego,
San Diego.
California, you're out of
Yeah.
the United States, yeah.
Yeah.
And my question is, I need to understand what is going on with Andreas, a business friend. I did investments with him, but he passed away recently at the end of March.
Mhm.
And my finances are kind of up in the air, like what's going on with them. There's an attorney who's handling them. I prefer not to say his name unless you need it, but
I don't.
they're trying to, I don't know what the problem is, but I'm like, I want my security.
Yeah.
I knew Andreas a long time, a trusted friend and a business friend, and now I just feel like, what is going on? And Andreas, could you connect with him and give me some information?
Oh, I'm already connected to him. He said it's just legal red tape. He's saying you'll get it. Everything's fine. It's just moving through the process. And it's just the quagmire that comes with settling any estate.
So you're sure that's what he's saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing in
Okay.
my head. Yeah.
And why did he leave? What happened? I
Yeah.
mean, I don't want to take up time.
I'm hearing he had a heart attack.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he
And
had a hard time.
has he been trying to reach me with parrots and things like that?
Have you meaning, like, he's sending you signs of parrots and stuff?
Parrots
Was it
and swans and yeah.
parakeets? Parakeets is what he's saying. Yeah, like little not the great big huge ones, but the smaller ones. Yeah, he's saying everything's fine. It's just running through the legal quagmire. But
God
he's saying
bless you.
stay on top of them. Stay on top of them, and everything's fine.
God bless you. Because man, I need some relief. This has been going on for
Oh,
I
yeah.
I've learned a
Oh,
tough lesson. Thank
okay.
you, everybody. And yeah, you rock, Julie. You just rock. But I
Oh,
don't
you sweet thing.
have time.
Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us. Bye,
And you
Aim.
too, Chris. Okay,
Ah,
bye-bye.
Chris, she thinks you rock. There you go. Chris does rock. And you know what, you guys? Chris is a drummer. So he really does rock. Seriously. Amy, you must be psychic or something. So there you go. Ah, all right. Who's next? Let's see. Chris Rock. I think he's a famous guy. Susan from Texas. Hi, Julie. Are you able to clear any of my blockages to connect me to my spirit guide? You don't have any blockages. All you have to do is just think of your spirit guide. Just say, hey, you know, just think, I want to be connected to my spirit guide. You can connect it to your spirit guide. Ask its name. Ask it its name. I'm hearing Martin. And then that two-way radio communication that I was talking about earlier, Susan, is open. Then you just say something. Hey, Martin, say something, make a statement, ask a question. We have access to complete divine intelligence, complete anything in that exists in the past, in the present, in the future. We have access to. Future events are fluid, though. Always remember that. Don't bet the farm on a future event because things are fluid and there are a bazillion variables that can come in to affect an outcome. So it's usually there's a percentage that whatever you're getting as the information will happen, but still remember things that have happened in the past have happened, things that are happening right now, those are set, but things that are in the future have a lot of variables that can come in that can change an outcome. Your free will, somebody else's free will, the climate, the weather, earthquakes, fires, whatever. So keep that in mind when you're trying to make a decision. So, Susan, talk away to Martin. All righty. Thanks for your question. Up, Andrea. Hi, Andrea.
Hello. I'm from
Hello.
Australia.
Hi, Andrea. We're going to talk to you in real time in the future. It's Friday.
Yes, it is. 10 o'clock in
Wonderful.
the morning. Yeah,
Wonderful. Where in Australia are you?
in Adelaide.
Oh, famous place.
It is.
Terrific. Well, how may I help you? You got a question for me?
I'm doing your 7-week course. I love it. But
Oh,
sorry, I
uh,
cannot get my vibration up for whatever
sure you
reason. I
can.
did the first day. You said, "Oh, just talk to your guide and ask for the name." And for the first time in my life, it went Esther. And I'm like, hallelujah, I've got it, I've got it. And all day I've been, oh, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling good. It's the first time, my vibration was raised. And since then, nothing,
Yeah,
nothing.
okay. So, don't try, just do it.
No,
It's like, try to pick up a
no,
pen. When you try to pick up a pen, what are you doing?
yeah,
You're trying to pick up a pen, you're not picking up the pen. You wanna
yeah,
you wanna just let it flow. When we are feeling stuck, when we feel like nothing's happening, just let it flow. You know how to raise your vibrational level, you know how to connect. Just do that and then just see what happens. Be open. Use your
no.
imagination. Yeah, yeah.
Do you
Don't
think I might be
overanalyze it.
blocking it?
What's
Do
that?
am I blocking it? Or
Well,
am I
yeah,
trying too hard? Or
yeah, yeah. When
I
you
don't know.
block it, you block it when you say, "Oh, I can't get this. My vibration. I can't raise my vibration." Of course you can.
Can't do that.
You're overanalyzing the crap out of it,
Yeah.
girl. Just stop.
All right.
Just do what you've been taught to do, how to raise your vibration, connect with whatever, whomever you want to connect,
Yeah.
and then just see what happens. Be open.
Okay.
You don't have to do anything. Yeah. You
Try
got this.
again.
You got this.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Thank you
She's
for taking
taken
my
she's
call.
taken the shift class, and that is on medical
Love it.
intuition.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm loving teaching it. It's so much fun. And it's 7 weeks, and we're just
Yeah.
learning medical intuition versus my Angelic Attendant Training class. You learn the whole buffet of psychicness, and it comes with practice groups. That's the difference. In the shift class, it's just medical intuition. But people that are interested in taking that can take it. It's just gonna be the recording of it, and you can still sign up for that. We got a couple weeks to go. We've got
Mm.
Monday, and then we've got one more after that. So it's really fun, isn't it, to be able to do this stuff?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, thanks for joining us. I'll see you Monday.
Sure will. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. AskJulieRyanShow.com. If you want to have a conversation with me, we're at Ask Julie Ryan on the YouTube live stream. Remember to subscribe and leave a comment so you're entered into drawing for a free session with me, valued at $750. You guys, I give one away every month, and then of course my Ask Julie Ryan Live, I give one away every month there too, plus classes. And that's on I think it's on the 22nd. Let me see. It's the fourth Tuesday of the month. Let me see what the fourth Tuesday is of May. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 27th. So May 27th. And if you're interested in joining us for that, it's kind of like the show, but it's 2 hours. So I usually get about 20 people on and get their questions answered. And that's just askjulieryan.com/live. askjulieryan.com/live. And I give away a bunch of prizes for that too. It's kind of like a slumber party. You can come in your jammies if you want. It's always fun. Okay. So AskJulieRyanShow.com. Casey, you're amazing and I love you show. Oh, you sweet girl. Thank you. Same right back at you, babe. This is Casey. I'm from Corona, California. I know where that is in the LA area. I wanted to see if you could help my mom who has dementia. Her name is Marty. Thank you for all you do. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to connect into you, Casey, and then I'm going to go from you to your mama. So here we go. Here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading west to you on the left coast of America. All right. Got you. Going from you to your mama, Marty. Okay. So what we're doing is we're going to just do a healing on her brain. Imagine, here come my fun analogies. Imagine that the brain looks like thick cooked oatmeal or porridge. Imagine that scar tissue in the brain looks like chicken cartilage, the kind that's in the chicken breast with the bone in, that white flexible stuff. So imagine we're scooping out where the scar tissue is. And imagine if you take a spoonful of oatmeal, it's going to leave a divot in the oatmeal in the bowl, right? Stem cell energy is coming in. Light amber colored gel sparkles dippity doo. There's a vortex spinning above each area where the scar tissue is. When I see scar tissue in the brain, I always am led to remove it because scar tissue can affect the neural pathways. And neural pathways look like little laser beams that are part of a security system in a museum. Think of Ocean's 11 or a movie where somebody's trying to steal a painting out of a museum or something like that. They're stepping over the laser beams and under them and all of that. So that's what the neural pathways look like inside the brain to me. So we're regenerating her brain matter. Got that going. Okay, neural pathways are lit up. So hopefully that will help, Casey, and, give her a big hug from all of us. We're sending you and her lots of love. So thanks for your question. Okay, who's next? Can you tell I'm always excited to see who's next? Hi, Leola.
Hi.
Hi, girl. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Where are you?
Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, terrific. Well, great. How may I help you?
I just recently had a scan done, x-rays done of my whole entire spine, and it appears that it's degenerating with bone spurs and arthritis and all kinds of holes, perforations. So I'm just wondering if you can help me out with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything can be healed. I mean, I
Mm.
see miraculous stuff all the time. It's amazing. And I see new healings depending on what the person is requesting. I saw a new one today you know, God bless my clients because you'll hear me say, "Oh, I haven't seen this one before." And then it's just kind of in my bag of tricks. And then somebody else inevitably is going to need it soon thereafter. So what we're going to do with you is here comes my laser beam from Sweet Home, Alabama, heading north to you in Canada, got you, and shooting energy from your feet up through the top of your head. Okay, so you've got osteoporosis. Looks like you have vertebral collapse. I can see the arthritis. I can see the bone spurs. If they talk to you about vertebral collapse because your discs are degenerating,
What part of the spine would that be?
I'm seeing like left side on the lower part of your spine.
Lower
So
part. Okay.
what we're doing is we're propping up those vertebrae with tile spacers. You know, a tile mason uses spacers when they're laying the tile before they put the grout in. And then what that does is that makes room for those discs. And then we're putting a glob of stem cell energy on the disc. And then there's a vortex in front of it that's going to help regenerate the stem cell energy into new disc material. Discs in the back look like a half filled water balloon and they're royal blue, kind of squishy. You know, it's not filled up all the way. And so we've got that. And then there's this little netting that gets put from the upper to the lower vertebrae. And it reminds me of a goldfish net. You know, it's that fine and it's stretched. And when I go in and scan somebody years later, I'm not going to remember what the healings were that we did. I'll remember you, but not the healings. I'll say, did we work on your back? My client will say, yeah. I'll say, great, that netting's still there because it's not there originally, but it stays once the healing happens. So we've got that. That's happened on 3 lower discs on the left side in your back. And now what we're doing is we're pulling your skeleton out of your body, out of the top of your head. You can't do this in the operating room, but we can do it with woo-woo. So imagine those car wash turnstiles that, you know, have a piece of fabric on them now. They have lots of strips of fabric, but they used to have brushes on them. And so imagine those ones with brushes on them. And as we pull your skeleton out through the top of your head, it's getting rid of all the arthritis. Arthritis looks like, think of that white, crunchy stuff that's on a battery, the corrosion on a battery that's expired. You know, have you ever seen one in a flashlight or someplace? It's got that white, crunchy stuff on it. So that's what arthritis looks like in surgery on the monitors when they're cleaning out arthritis in a joint. And so, of course, that's my frame of reference because I've seen it a bunch of times in actual surgeries when I've been in there. So pulling that out, you're being dipped into a big vat of stem cell energy, light amber colored gel, sparkles, dippity doo. And it reminds me of one of those dunking tanks at the fair where you sit a coach or a teacher on it and then somebody will throw a baseball and it dunks them into the tank. And then the skeletons put back in your body, and there are vortices spinning above your head, beneath your feet, on either side, front and behind, all spinning concurrently. Those vortices are what transform the stem cell energy into new body parts, whatever we need. And that's why it's so amazing because I've watched it regenerate whole organs. In your case, what it did was it filled in all of those little holes and stuff in your spine, in your skeleton. You're not just your spine, your whole skeleton. And when I see osteoporosis, it looks like sea coral with the holes in it.
Mhm.
So when we took your spine out the top of your head, those turnstiles that I was describing, like at the car wash, it got rid of all the bone spurs, got rid of all the arthritis, got rid of all that crunchy stuff that wasn't supposed to be in there. So, so that's going to help. Now, here's what happens with the stem cell energy. Think about this. Every cell is a nucleus. Every nucleus is surrounded by cytoplasm, which is a watery gel, like dippity-doo, right? So our bodies have a centrifugal force in them that causes the cells to divide and replicate to the tune of billions of them a day. We're watching this healing in warp speed happen, and it's what your body does on its own. We're just helping it along so that it'll heal, better, faster, more completely. So healings happen, it's going to integrate into your body. And I hope
Thank
you
you.
feel better. You're
Thank you so
welcome. Thanks
much.
for calling in. You bet. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
All right, Chris, I think we have time for another person. Either on the camera or in the chat or maybe both. Let's take one from each if we've got one. AskJulieRyanShow.com. We're on Ask Julie Ryan on the live stream. Always fun to get to spend my Thursday nights with you for an hour. Okay, let's see who's next. Hi, Anne.
Hi, Julie.
I love your glasses. Oh my God, you guys. She's got Catwoman glasses, but they got sparkles on them and they're
Yeah, they're
white.
my Wonder Woman glasses. I use them.
They're fabulous. Oh, look at you, stylish girl. Where are you?
I'm in Boone, North Carolina.
Boone. I know where Boone is. Yeah, used to be big furniture manufacturing there.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go look for some, but if there's
Yeah,
any, bring.
yeah. So, I don't know who that was, but Chris
Who
helped
that
him.
was?
Yeah. How may I help you,
Okay.
Miss Ann?
Well, I've spoken to you in the past about I had a ovarian cancer diagnosis about a year and a half ago. I went through
Okay.
chemo, and I'm out of that for a year now, and my scans are all clear.
Great.
But I'm thinking that I'd like you to look at past lives real quick for me, because just in this last couple of weeks, I followed up with what I thought was a rash left over from my chemo. And when my dermatologist biopsied it, he says the preliminary on it is lupus. And then in the process of all the testing he did for the lupus, which hasn't been confirmed yet, but just, with the blood test, he's finding Epstein-Barr virus. And I'm thinking, geez, it's time for me to catch a break. Maybe there's something in my past life that I need to work on or focus on.
Pretty much everybody has Epstein-Barr.
Yeah,
Like
my daughter.
99.9% of the world has
Yeah.
EBV. And it's just, it rears its ugly head. It lays dormant, but it rears its ugly head when your immune system gets whacked from chemo and things like
Well,
that.
yeah.
So that's what's going on. And I get a no on the lupus. I get a
And
no on that.
that's what my gut's telling me too, but
Yeah.
it feels good to hear you say it too.
Yeah. And I get that the rash is from yeast overgrowth. And again, it's because your gut's out of whack from the chemo. So get some nice statin, NYSTATIN. It's a prescription. It's an antifungal. Have your doctor call you in some nice statin, and I'll bet that rash goes away. You need more than just the topical antifungal cream. You can use that, but you need systemic, and that's going to help you with that. But let's do a past life thing. They are so much fun, Ann. So what's our question? What do we want to know? Does Anne have a past life in which what? Finish the sentence.
I have unfinished business, something that I need to learn to be able to share the love and the gifts that I have in this life.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So be able to receive
Yeah.
is what I'm hearing. Yeah, to be able to receive. Okay. So I do past life scans differently, of course, because I'm an entrepreneur. Most people do a hypnotism thing. I'm a businesswoman. Let's just cut to the chase. What's the bottom line here? So I envision myself in this endless hallway, Anne, and it's very narrow walls, very tall ceiling, like 30, 40 foot tall ceilings. And on the walls are 12-inch by 12-inch square mirrors, all lined up perfectly vertically and horizontally. And each mirror represents a different lifetime. So I'm in the Anne hallway in the Akashic Records is what we're doing here. I didn't know that when I started doing this decades ago, but in recent years, I've figured out, talking to Akashic Records people, duh, I'm in the Akashic Records here. So I'm at the end of the hallway, the beginning of the hallway. As the mirrors go out, they're farther away from in the timeline from 2025 that we're in right now. So I'm asking, does Anne have any past lives that relate to her learning how to receive in this lifetime? And there's a bunch of mirrors coming out from the wall as if they're on a hydraulic arm. They get pushed out. And then I want to see how many lifetimes pertain to this question. You got a bunch of them. Show me the
Oh.
lifetime that pertains the most. Oh, for God's sakes, girl, you're a nun, and it looks like you're working in a leper colony. And you're in where I get you're in Egypt or India or someplace like that, like Southern Middle East, if that's a thing, and you're a nun, and you're taking care of people who are all the cast-offs, and you're giving your love, and you're giving your support, and your medical care, and comfort to the people that nobody wants to be around at all. I get the year's 1543. Okay, so you look like a nun to me. I'm getting you're a nun. I've heard that 3 times. So I don't know if they had nuns back then there, but chances are good they did. Some kind of like a religious order, it could be connected with some Maharishi or something, but something along those lines. I'm hearing monastic life of service. So how does that relate to this lifetime? You've spent many lifetimes, including this one, in service to others. You're great at taking care of everybody. You're not so great at receiving and letting people take care of you. Does that ring true?
Yes, it does.
It does. So, and I think we as women, most of us are like that. I think it's kind of how we're raised, and it has been through all the generations, but that's changing now. And with your diagnosis, you're being forced, your body's forcing you to be able to receive in this lifetime because it's uncomfortable for you to receive. So you had to receive from your medical providers. You had to receive from perhaps family members that had to support you and take you to treatments. You are learning to receive from people maybe who came and fixed dinner for you or sat with you to talk to you, and that feels very strange to you, is my guess.
Mm.
Does that resonate?
Yes, it does. It does. It's been a wonderful process, but it is still hard. It is still hard
Mhm.
to not always be the one doing.
Right. Yeah. Well, and you get joy in helping others. And
Yes, I do.
so when we think it's hard to receive, just change your perspective, just tweak it just a little bit in, and think of the joy that you get in doing things for others. Give others the opportunity to feel that joy in doing something for you. And that's going to help you allow their love and gifts, whether it be a meal or just sitting with you and talking with you or taking you out for coffee or whatever, even asking how you're feeling.
Yeah.
That's going to allow you to receive. And at the same time, it's going to allow them to feel the joy of being able to give instead of you just giving to them all the time. It's a reciprocal thing. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I find is that there's always an emotional component. We've talked about this. There's always an emotional component in place before any kind of medical condition arises. And once we identify it, whether it be something that's happened in this life or in your case, I think in many, many lifetimes, and
Mm.
you're exploring it this round from a different perspective, different time, different place, certainly way different from being a nun who's taking care of lepers, out in
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere, the cast off from society. And you're learning to receive in addition to being able to give. Because when you were in that leper colony, nobody could really do anything for you. You were doing for everybody else, and you were just, it was just nonstop. So don't hear about leprechauns very much unless we're reading a Bible or something.
No.
Yeah, yeah, so I hope that gives you some clarity and some peace.
It does. It does. It really, I'm also in your class, your 7-week class, and
Membership
I'll
course.
be with you this weekend for the angelic attendance course as well.
Oh, you are
Really
gonna
looking
have
forward to it.
such a ball.
I asked my guides to put things in front of me that I needed to see and needed to hear, and they have been very busy doing that. I just yesterday saw the interview you did with Maria Amasanti 9
Mhm,
months ago, and I
mhm.
mean, she was just right on with what I needed to hear, and
Perfect.
so many of those things. And I'm also listening to the Radical um, Remission
Remission.
book. Yeah, I
Mhm.
have it on my
Yeah.
whatever the spoken word is called.
Yeah, yeah, Kindle. Um,
Yeah,
not Kindle, what do they call Audible. Uh,
Audible.
Watch my interview. Listen to my interview with Carla Mans-Giroux from the Radical Remission
Yeah,
Project.
I wrote that down earlier so that I
Yeah,
could go back.
it's really she's just wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, and she's a two-time cancer survivor herself.
Oh my,
So, sh
okay.
and I think she's been healthy for the last 10 years and really is just helping so many people. So, well, I'll see you Saturday, girlfriend.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be
Uh,
there with both of 'em.
Rest up. You are gonna have such a ball. It's such a blast.
I'm looking
That's the
forward.
thing that's the thing that people tell me all the time. They say, "You always say it's so much fun," and I thought, "Okay, yeah, whatever." But it is afterwards, they say, "Oh my god. We learned all this stuff. I can do all this stuff, and it's so much fun." So,
Mm,
well, I'll see you
yeah,
on
I'm looking
Saturday.
forward to
Okay.
it. Okay.
Bye, Ann.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. Okay, everybody, that's it for this week. How much fun to get to talk to everybody. Join us next week with your question. And in the meantime, sending you lots of love from Sweet Home Alabama. Mwah! See you next time. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody. To enhance your spiritual journey, click on one of the videos below and remember to subscribe, leave a comment, and share with your family and friends.